Pumped up with another Facebook Live. Tonight we're going to be talking about a really important question, and that's why your sciatica or why your back pain keeps coming back, or why it never really goes away, why this problem seems to be lingering forever. And you know, I always try to pick themes that are applicable to the week, and off the top of my head, I think Adrian can comment in the background if I'm wrong. I think we had 5 or 6 people that came in this week that have had the same, it was recurring problem. I don't understand why this is happening right now. I didn't do anything specifically. I tried to get up and then all of a sudden my low back started hurting and my sciatica came back. Why is this happening? So that's what we're going to talk about, and most importantly, we'll have some tips and strategies on what you can do about it. So let's talk about, number one, how the body heals or fixes itself. And I'm going to try to keep the philosophical conversation to a minimum. I don't want to bore you with 1 minute into the video, but it's important that you understand that your body is the only thing that can heal itself. I know that might sound kind of weird or interesting, but we often tend to give the credit to the medication or the prescription or to the chiropractic correction or to the foam roller or to the lacrosse ball or whatever it is that we're using that helps us feel better. But the honest truth is the only thing that can fix itself is your actual body. And most importantly, the healthier you are, the better your body has the ability to fix itself. So for example, right, I was wrestling with Ari, you know, a couple mornings ago, and he ran into, I was chasing him and he was looking back at me, and as he was looking back, he smashed into the wall. His, you know, the top of his forehead here was all bruised and black, and it popped up in a second. But by the time I was home later that night, it was totally gone, and he was totally healed up, and it looked like nothing happened, which is amazing. Yeah. Now, if I were to smash my face, which has been known to happen once or twice, I stay bruised for a longer time. And if my dad were to smash his face, he would stay bruised for a longer period of time, simply because Ari's healthier and younger and his body has a better ability to regenerate itself. So that's a really important point. And that's point number one, is that only you can regenerate yourself and only you can heal. Now, how does our body do this, right? And the first thing that our body does is whenever there's been damage, your body lays down. So let's stick with the low back sciatica problem, because that's what we're going to be talking about specifically. So whenever damage happens to your lower back, your body's immediate response is to lay down scar tissue. Now, there's good and bad sides with scar tissue. The good news is that scar tissue gets put down really, really, really quickly. The bad news is that scar tissue is messy, and muscle fibers tend to go, you know, in one direction like this. Same with ligaments and same with tendons. They all tend to be, you know, in the same direction. But when your body lays down scar tissue, it's really messy, simply because it wants to patch up the holes. It's very much like when there's a hole in the middle of the street, they can't repave it every single time, so they do a quote patch job. Well, scar tissue is your body's patch job. Now here's the problem. If you never get beyond the scar tissue phase, then it's always going to be a patch job. And one of the reasons why your problem keeps coming back, or it never really fully goes away, is because it's still a patch job, right? This is like the most unsexy, unpopular answer that I can ever give you, but it's the truth. And I want to be the one to tell you this, because it seems like nobody else in the world is willing to tell you this. You have to work on your body, and you have to do the work on your problems to help heal them. So we get to the scar tissue phase, and now what starts to happen is you have to use these tools, aka torture devices, how some people call them. And one of the things that these things help you do is they help your body break down the patch job and help, on top of that, relay new foundation, which is going in the right direction. Right? So this is a way that your body continues to heal and continues to get better, and this is how your problem is eventually going to go away, right? The scar tissue gets laid down, you have to work on breaking that scar tissue up using your foam roller and your lacrosse ball, and if you're looking for these exercises, just spend some time on our website or on the Facebook page. I'll supply the link to the website up there, and learn some of the exercises for how you can do it. Now, as you're breaking down the scar tissue, the next thing that you have to do is you have to start strengthening those areas so the tensile strength comes back to your body and your body can reach the next level of healing. Now, unfortunately, you probably never get there. And that's the big problem, right? So you get to the scar tissue phase and your body patches everything up and you think, okay, well, this is good for now. I don't have to do much from here, which is okay. You don't have to do anything. But if you don't move on to the next level, right, and the scar tissue is still there, and you're not working on getting rid of the scar tissue and putting in healthy new tissue, then there's always the possibility, A, that the problem is going to come back, and B, that it's never really gonna go fully away and it could bother you for the rest of your life. Now, the other things that can happen is, it's true that you can suffer damage so bad that the body can never repair itself, right? Like, your body's amazing, and if you break a bone, the bone can heal, but if you shatter your bone, that's a limitation of the body. That's unfixable, and you can't even perform surgery on that, right? So there's limitations to the body. And the other thing that I think is really important that you understand, when you come into the practice, and the people that come into the practice and they receive the chiropractic checkup, this whole process that I laid out, right? So the foundation of scar tissue, breaking down the scar tissue and realigning the scar tissue into proper healthy tissue, that's all done under the supervision of your brain and your spinal cord. So when people are coming into the practice, the reason that chiropractic, the way that we practice it here, helps them get better is because it's improving the connection between your brain and your body, so your body can lay down scar tissue, heal better, fix it, repair it, and get stronger. Hopefully that was helpful. Like I said, guys, the link is above. If you need more information, check that out. Check out the blog, check out the Facebook page. There's lots of exercises. I'm recording videos as much as I can because the demand for content is great, so thank you. If you have any requests, keep them coming. And most importantly, if this was helpful, please like it and share it, because if it's helpful for you, I guarantee it's going to be helpful for somebody else. Have a great week, you guys, and we will talk next week.